You can give potato pancakes a serious upgrade by waffling them. You'll get crisp nooks and crannies on the outside with a deliciously soft and creamy center, just like a potato blini. We are gonna waffle-fry some potatoes. We're gonna top them with some smoked salmon, a little sour cream, and some dill for the ultimate brunch dish. In my opinion, the waffle iron is like the worst, best wedding gift. That's because you gift it to someone and they probably never use it. But believe it or not, they are so much more useful than you can imagine. And that's where this recipe comes in. We are gonna make a simple potato pancake mixture with some shredded potatoes and onion. We're gonna flavor it with a little dill, and then we are gonna cook that mixture in our waffle iron, and it is gonna rock your world. So we are starting with 2 pounds of russet or baking potatoes, and believe it or not, this is the trickiest part of the entire recipe because we need to peel, shred, and then squeeze our potatoes dry. So let's get peeling. Oh, you have me so disappointed. It was like the most perfect potato. Believe it or not, that's what this little nubbin on your Y peeler's for. Did you know that? It's meant to remove the eye of the potato. This recipe is when you break out the box grater. It's one of the most utilitarian, useful tools in the kitchen. I like to use a box grater just because, full transparency, it fits in my dishwasher. Just to give ourselves some space on this plate, we are going to transfer the first shredded potato to a clean kitchen towel. And this kitchen towel is what we're gonna use to squeeze the excess moisture out of the potato. In addition to our 2 pounds of russet potatoes, we are going to shred 1 small or medium onion. Woo! Woo! Boop! Okay, so this might not look like a lot of onion, but trust me, a little goes a long way when you shred it. All right, so we are gonna wrap up our kitchen towel here, and then we're gonna head over to the sink, and we're gonna squeeze out as much liquid as we can. And we're just going to release the potatoes back into our bowl that we've wiped out. And just go ahead and break up your potatoes. All right, you can see we have our beautiful shredded potatoes here. If they're starting to turn a little pink or a little brown because they're oxidizing, don't fret. They are gonna get so brown and crispy on the outside, you're not even gonna notice that. All right, to this, we wanna add a couple things. First up, we want to add a couple tablespoons of chopped dill. And we also need 2 large eggs, which we're gonna just lightly beat in a small bowl. Eggs go in. We also need 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. We're gonna scatter that on top. 3 tablespoons of unsalted melted butter. And it looks like I have a lot here because we also wanna have some melted butter to grease our waffle iron. We need 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. And like I said, making this mixture is really the hardest part about this recipe because the rest of it is gonna be done by our waffle iron. One thing is I do have a preheated oven at about 200 degrees. We are using a Belgian waffle iron today, so it's gonna make 3 large waffles. If you're using a regular waffle iron, it's gonna make 4. But I like to have the oven on at a low temperature just to keep them warm as we cook them. All right, so our potato pancake mixture is evenly mixed. It looks really good. You can see it almost turns on this like golden color because of those egg yolks. So once your waffle iron is preheated and your little ready sign is on, we're gonna go ahead and lift it up and just lightly grease it with some melted butter. Okay, so because we are using a Belgian waffle iron, we're gonna go ahead and add about 1/3 of our potatoes. Use a spoon or a spatula to spread them out evenly. Ooh, and like right away when the mixture hits the waffle iron, you immediately get like the onion. Love that, okay. So let's go ahead and close the waffle iron. And mine is a flipper, so we're gonna go ahead and flip it. And we're gonna let this cook until the waffle iron says it's ready. You're really looking for it to be nicely browned and crisp on the outside, and that's gonna take maybe 8-10 minutes. So see you back here then. All right, the waffle iron is telling me this waffle is ready. Let's check it out. I feel like fainting because this waffle looks so freaking good. All right, let's go ahead and take it out. I mean, Is it magic? Is this waffled potato blini magic? Am I a magician? Once again, we'll brush our waffle iron with a little butter. This is gonna add some flavor. It's also gonna help the waffle get nicely browned. And we're gonna go ahead and add the second third of our potato mixture. I've got one very noisy waffle going over here. I've got another bit of potato for our third waffle. Normally, I would pop this in a 200-degree oven to keep it warm, but I cannot wait another minute. So I'm gonna serve myself one now. Ooh, because we're extra. We're adding smoked salmon. A little smoked salmon on there because what do you serve on a blini? Well, a lot of times you serve caviar, but smoked salmon is delicious too. And we're gonna use a little sour cream, although creme fraiche will be wonderful too. All right, and then of course, I'm gonna make it really, really beautiful and actually add a ton more flavor with some fresh sprigs of dill. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of the potato. I'm gonna like build the perfect bite here. I'm gonna get a little bit of the smoked salmon. Definitely wanna make sure we get some of that sour cream and a little dill on top. And the perfect bite. Oh. I mean, it is so crispy on the outside. The inside though is just so creamy like a blini. Get it? Creamy like a blini. Seriously, this with the salmon and the sour cream and the dill is just magic on a plate. And you know what that means? You don't need Houdini when you got Blini.